Hello everyone, my name is Urbino and welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. So we have gotten our new orders from the Supreme Soviet Republic for our second 5-year plan, and they are as follows. In the next 5 years we'll have to have 150,000 rubles in exports a month to the Supreme Soviet Republic. Must have self-sufficiency in food and meat, self-sufficiency in bricks, gravel, and concrete. We must export 1,500 tons of crops to the Supreme Soviet Republic per year. Citizen health must be 90% or higher. Citizen population must be 6,500 or higher. Citizen happiness must be 95% or higher. We must maintain a balance of 2 million rubles. We must export 10,000 tons of iron ore by 1970, or export 1,000 tons of steel by 1970. Now that we have our goals, let's get into it. I'd like to thank those that offered ideas on what to do. While they might not be immediately achievable, they will be going on one of the future 5-year plans verbatim. So please keep the ideas coming in. Alright, first thing we got to do is we've got to increase the amount of money that we have. So the Soviet Republic allowed us to take a $2 million loan to help us meet their goals. And first thing I really want to do is I've done a little bit, build tracks going down here so that I can take excess coal that we are making and ship it off for more money. Oil currently isn't the best export. I mean, it's one of our only exports. We are having some issues when it comes to power. Actually, it's 100% right now. Power every now and again, so it's becoming intermittent what our export for that is. I could try. I've never really gotten. I'd have to research it. Wind power plants. That might be nice, but I don't know what the return on investment for that is. I guess the other thing I should just focus on getting the bricks, gravel, and concrete done. So we have coal here for the bricks. Does concrete require concrete? Cement does require coal. Okay. Wow, okay. That's big. And then that's tiny. Gravel we're going to be putting out over here, so I'm going to... I've already put down the shopping center for the next city, because we're probably going to need a next city. It's going to be called Urbinograd. We are in a pickle. Gravel. I want to go with the big gravel quarry. Could somebody tell me what quality of source actually means? Is that like the amount of trash that you generate for each ton of material? I could do something like this with that. We're going to need a lot of stuff. Because that's going to give us probably enough quarried stone for all of our gravel needs. Yeah, I'll get on designing this, and I'll be back in a second. We are now in January of 1966, and we have made quite a bit of progress on making ourselves a bit more self-sufficient in bricks, gravel, and concrete. We have quarried stone going into gravel, which I will eventually build these too. But I don't really want to import resources to do that, so I just want to get everything up and running first. Gravel then goes to the cement plant, and I'm bringing coal over from here. Cement then goes into the dry bulk storage, but then we also have the coal going over to the brick factory, so that'll create bricks for us. Cement will then go to the concrete plant, and then once I get it researched, I will have the prefab building be right around here. I've also worked on getting our sewage system up and running, but that's also going to take a little bit of time because it's just so far away. I am also running low on waste storage, so I need to get this waste processing area up and running as soon as possible too. But again, I want to do that after I get the building materials kind of up and running, just to minimize the amount of resources we have to input. But I'm just going to be building this here and then probably increase that speed. That is pretty much it. I mean, it's been extremely productive. We're pretty high up on the coal as well, and I've finally started getting the basic signaling done for the train stuff. I was having to manually kind of jostle the trains around so that they would go by each other, but now that, at least on this leg, like I'm in this way, it is done. All the train building stuff is done. I can have this train that is going from the oil to export follow the correct rails, and the track builder has a little bit more freedom on what they can do. So I will continue looking back at probably this area as we finish up, and then I'll swap over to our waste processing area once that starts moving. All right, so year 2 is in the books. I had to take out another loan because our finances are looking terrible with all this construction that I'm doing. It is not great, but I'm hoping that over time it is going to be good. It's going to be a good thing that I spent all this money. I've gone through it. Well, we can bring up the loans right now. So I borrowed 3.3 million total, and they're both due around the same time. Yep, 71k a month in loan repayments. Yeesh. Okay, but I'm hoping that I can kind of get around it by processing hazardous waste, separating everything out. I think in the future, what I'm gonna probably do is just straight up. I think I looked it up because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't really messing myself up. Wind blows in this general direction towards this border. So which way the wind blows will be how the pollution spreads. So if I put it like here, somewhere around here, like an incinerator that I constantly supply with labor, but that's also going to cost a lot of money. I just don't want my incinerator to be near any of my population zones because health is rebounding a little bit, but it's not doing too great. Okay, sweet. This is, I can demolish this now. So that'll start being demolished. I'll get some of that stuff left because I'm really just trying to make this money go as long as I can. I don't even know exactly what I'm going to be building next. I don't even know if I can build anything next. So I am going to try to sort stuff out, and if I do come back mid-year and figure out exactly what I'm doing, then I will stop the time lapse. Great.
We have an epidemic on our hands. So I am just hoping that things go okay. Alright, year 3 of 5-year plan number 2 is done. I have built up the food situation and I have set up a distribution office so that I can start selling the excess of the bricks and the prefab panels back to Customs House so I can actually make some money. Still very low on the cash. I'd like to try to at least make that up to be a bit higher. Update on research. Currently doing metallurgy. Let's take a look at the research tree. I've done chemistry, pollution detector. I should actually probably make one of those. Starting engineering, and what I want to do, so metallurgy, steel material fatigue, and then honestly, if I could do pipeline pressure and then end up joining OPEC, that'd be great. But I also need to go down this engineering here because one of the suggestions was to start my own car manufacturing, and I need to go down all of this to do car manufacturing. However, I need to do a bunch of other. This is why you end up getting a larger university. So I'm not quite at that point yet. I'm just trying to survive here. Yeah, if I could get bitumen and that stuff set up, then that'd be a lot better. I'll lose one of my revenue streams, which is the oil, but I might gain another. And then I can cut out getting asphalt and then start asphalting everything. So let's take a look. Citizen health is really low. I was having a ton of issues with maintaining temperature, the heating plant. I'll start getting up there in the exports. Citizen health, I'll get that. Happiness, I'll also get that up. Happiness of 95% of higher. Population is going to be difficult. Export 10,000 tons of iron ore. So, update on materials. So, coal node that I'm taking out here. Iron. The only iron in this map is on the southern half, so I don't think that is going to be possible. The only way that I can export steel would be to make it from scraps, and that is one of my sources of income right now is hazardous materials. Oil, we have quite a bit. I'd like to expand that, but I want to make my own materials first, and then I haven't done uranium or bauxite yet. Got all of the food stuff set up. This is for actual food. I know that I need to do fabrics, but I would prefer to do chemicals first. So I need to get crops, wood, and wood. Oh yeah, I need to do wood. That might be the thing that I do this year. I planted a forest and it's growing nicely at this point. But again, I'm hampered by the amount of money that we have. So I think that we probably are going to be taking a look at our new crop fields and how they come into play. I'm hoping that the farm is big enough. year 4's in the books, and we're more positive now every month. However, if we look at loans that I've taken, I owe 71 grand a month. Yeah, I owe 71 grand a month, and I'm only making a profit of 23.5 grand. So what I'm doing is trying to build up a small little section where I can do tourism and have just this one building here be all people that are just working in the tourism industry. Might need to do a second one since the building holds 145, and I forget how much these take. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to build up a small little tourism industry for both east and west. The west one, we're probably gonna have to pave this road so that the tourists aren't on the road for days on end. Also having an issue maintaining large amounts of gravel, so I need to end up building this again. That's going to cost resources that I don't necessarily have right now. I'm doing everything in my power to try to stabilize this. Great, great, great. Just what I need. Great, great. Come on. Damn it. I only lost one building. Okay. Great, great. 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 Just great. What are you doing? I'm gonna need this guy to go here so I can move that mixed waste. And that should be it, but I can't afford it right now. Trying to get things up and running for this, and trying to get a place to put all my bauxite so I can export that. This game is not conducive to good mental health. Can I borrow more? I could do 1.86 million. My only concern is that that's going to put me into a debt spiral. No, we'll get it fixed and rebuilt. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna have to take care of this.